What is up, members of my collector corps? It is I, Super Mario Zilla, or you could call me Vinny, and today we will be taking a look at the S.H.Figuarts Metal Cooler. Revealed for Tamashii Nation's 15th anniversary World Tour event in New York, Metal Cooler wowed fans when it made its debut, and the same day it was revealed it would be put up for pre-order on Premium Bandai. But the price is not nice. It costs a whopping $130 for this figure alone, and Tamashii encouraged you to buy multiple for army building purposes. I don't think so. Fans were absolutely not happy with that price, and a lot of folks didn't get much coolers at all or only got one. Me, I only got one because that's all I could afford. Upon releasing, fans have been happy with the final product, but does have some strange quirks such as greasy material on the figure and the fact it's pretty much a fingerprint magnet. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of chrome figures. And this figure did see an improvement from the prototype. This figure's colors is more accurate to the source material than the prototype is. That's good. Always nice to have improvements during production. Is this figure at all worth the sky-high price? And is he a good figure regardless? Let's not waste any more time and see if he's worthy of a spot on your Dragon Ball Z shelf. As I've said before, Cooler for some reason has this weird greasy material on the figure. I don't understand why he has it. It's a strange issue that should not be a thing in the first place. But otherwise, Cooler looks great. He looks gorgeous. That shine does wonders for the figure and makes a very nice contrast to his parts that are more matte metallic, like his face. Cooler is a very nice turquoise green on his armor, and it looks so good. Chrome is not for everyone, it is ultimately an acquired taste, but in my opinion, this looks beautiful. Now the shine does overshadow some of the sculpted details, but it's still possible to make them out. His muscle definition is something else, and his face is captured really nicely. The way the light shines on him looks great. He sticks out on the shelf for all the right reasons. Unfortunately, one issue is that the hands don't match the shine he has on his arms, so that's a lack of consistency right there. His sculpted details are well done. Putting the shine aside, he looks intimidating. He is a buff boy, and his segmented details contrast nicely with each other. His muscle details can still be made out despite the chrome paint job, so that's always good. As I said before, he does have an improvement from the prototype. He's more green than before, which is accurate to the film. The prototype was more silver than it was green. Now this figure is very prone to fingerprints, but that's the nature of chrome anything and can't really be avoided, unfortunately, so that does get kind of annoying. You may need cloth handy to wipe off the prints. And the greasy material does make him a little slippery to handle at times, which is not always nice. And does kind of worry me. God forbid he slips out of your hand above the ground and takes a dive. Okay, maybe not that bad, but still. Overall, Cooler is a very nice looking figure for sure. Again, the chrome paint job is not for everyone. Let me make that clear. But I'll also make it clear that being a fan of the chrome paint, I think it looks really good. It's not perfect, but it gets the job done for what the figure was trying to do. He looks gorgeous. Just keep in mind the fingerprint issue and you'll be golden. And also be careful when handling. Cooler's articulation is pretty good stuff. Some limitations. I think there's only like one limitation, so I only have like one issue with the articulation. But other than that, he is plenty posable, no problem. Head is on a double ball peg. Oops. The double ball peg as in, you know, that. Okay, there we go. Okay, so head can look up just about this high up. Can look down just about this far down. Can look side to side and lean side to side. His chrome paint job makes everything hard to see, so I apologize, but I promise I am moving this stuff. Arms are on ball joints. There's a bit of a butterfly joint.
Shoulders can hinge upward if you get the shoulder pads out of the way more than 90 degrees. But realistically, yeah, you can still get a bit more than 90 degrees. The shoulder pads are connected to a ball joint that's connected to a double hinge. So you can get plenty of adjustment out of it. No problem. So no matter what, the shoulder pad is always going to be flush into the arm. So I am happy about that. Thank God. Biceps can swivel. Double hinged elbows moves more than 90 degrees. Ball hinged wrists. There's a ball joint here in the diaphragm and here in the waist. So he can crunch forward just about this far and crunches backward about not very far at all. Yeah, it's not very far. This piece right here is connected to the crotch piece, and it does not get in the way at all of the articulation. So once again, a bit of engineering that I am happy about. The legs. They can kick forward just about this far forward and backward. Not very far backward at all. But can he do the splits? He can just about do the splits. Thighs can swivel. Actually, thighs are on ball joints. They just mostly get swivels. So that's handy. Knees are on a double hinge, so that's pretty good stuff. And the ankles are on a swivel hinge, so he can hinge backward just about this far back, hinge them forward just about this far forward. They don't go very far forward. And the ankle rocker is excellent. Excellent. So I can get him to pose his legs really wide apart, in case you want to do that. The tail is on a series of ball hinges, swivel hinges, excuse me, right here, 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 and here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 5 places where there's a swivel hinge. So his tail can curve and go in all sorts of different poses, although the way that it is sculpted and segmented, it does look a little off when you pose it like this. So I'm not sure how else they could have done this, considering how the tail is shaped, but I don't know. Feels like maybe there was a better solution, but this is the best we could get. And the pieces do swivel in case you need the tail to curve in different directions. Just in case you need stuff like that. And the swivel hinges do move with the tail segments, so there's no reason to worry about them being misaligned. So Cooler is plenty posable. Not really much hindrances at all besides how the tail can be posed and positioned. It's not really a limitation, it's more so just you gotta find a way to make it look aesthetically pleasing. And also, Cooler does have one small problem, which is unfortunately not his fault, but he does have a bit of balancing issues with the tail. I got him to balance just fine, but you get the tail in other types of poses. Yeah. So sometimes the tail will have to be posed on the ground, or if you like me, you can use a Tamashi stage you have lying around to make sure he stays standing. So there's always that. Because Cooler did not come with a Tamashi stage, so that's unfortunate. So that's the only problem you're gonna have, is just balancing issues. But the articulation itself, I think, is great.
Cooler comes with a lot of stuff, a fun package for sure. He has a lot of options to display him with. He has everything he needs, no problem. No beams, sadly, which would have helped with his price point since, yes, while this is everything Cooler needs, we could have used a bonus like an effect part or something else to help sweeten the deal. But I guess that's too much to ask for, apparently. Oh well. Let's see everything Cooler comes with. First is his neutral stern face, a smirking face, an angry teeth-gritted face, and a screaming yelling face. For the hands, he has 2 fist hands, 2 pointing finger hands, 2 calm relaxed hands, 2 clutched open hands, and 2 splayed out open blast effect hands. Next up is an alternate pair of feet to make Cooler look like he's in the air or standing on jagged surfaces. Both pairs connect on a swivel hinge, so interchanging them should be no problem. Next up, and finally, a shoulder and arm piece to make it look like he is regenerating. The details on this look fantastic, and I love the wash it has to highlight the details more. That's an excellent touch. The arm has no articulation though. Interchanging the shoulder piece can be a bit tricky because it's hard to get a grip on the things to pop them out and pop them on the ball joint. Switching the arms is easy. It's as easy as removing the arm from the swivel peg and popping the new arm on. And there you go, it now looks like Cooler is regenerating his arm. It looks pretty cool when put together like this. Cooler comes with all the accessories he needs, and that's awesome. But unfortunately, he does not match the value of his price point, not even close. There should have been at least a beam effect included for this. Don't get me wrong, his accessories are not bad at all, and I'm happy with the package. They're a lot of fun and give you plenty of options for display. My favorite definitely being the damaged arm accessory, so Cooler is a great package. It just doesn't scream $130 package. I know I'm harping on that, but it's true, he should have been cheaper. Here's a size comparison with other figures you may or may not own. Cooler stands just as tall as Goku, which is good, that's pretty much accurate. Cooler as Metal Cooler is not huge, he's around this size anyway, so no size inaccuracies here. He scales with everyone just fine. Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, you name it, he's perfect for displays. Metal Cooler is a fun figure for sure, lots of fun factor and his looks are beautiful. He's a great package. His accessories are fun and his articulation is plenty poseable. He's pretty much everything a Cooler fan can ask for Figuarts Metal Cooler, but that price is absolutely a no-no. I don't know what the heck they were thinking with that price, but that's a ripoff even for this. And need I remind you, they encouraged you to buy multiple. It was $130 MSRP, and that by 3, that costs almost $390 for 3 of these things. And that's not accounting for tax and shipping. Imagine how much that bumps up the cost. And on the aftermarket, where the cheapest you could get them is $180, forget about that. You'll never army build this figure like that, and you don't need to. You're fine with just having one Metal Cooler anyway, so don't feel like you need to army build this, because chances are you probably can't afford to. A great figure, just not worth its price. I recommend him for sure, and especially if you're a fan of Cooler or any of the non-canon Dragon Ball Z villains. He'll make a great addition to your collection. Just be aware the aftermarket prices will sting you. So if you're paying over $150 for this figure, lower your expectations by a large amount, and you'll adore this figure like I do. I like him a lot, and I'm glad I got him. He's great, but he's not perfect either. That greasy material won't win him awards, and his shine again is an acquired taste. Not for everyone. Sure, I love it, but that doesn't mean you will. And his color and details can be hard to make out depending on your lighting situation, but thankfully won't be a problem when looking at him from up close. And again, be careful when handling him. He may be slippery with that grease. I'll give him an 8 out of 10. A great piece, but not $130 great. Be sure you know what you're getting into before making a purchase.